From the Watergate Building in Washington, this is Hotline TV. Now here are Hotline editors Chuck Todd and John Mercurio.
It's Hotline TV. I'm Mike Memley.
And I'm John Mercurio. Chuck is off this week, trapped under something heavy, apparently. All right, we got a lot going on in 2007 that Mike is here to talk about. We've got a couple of governor's races which we want to start out with. First of all, tell us about the two incumbent governors who look like they're going to have tough races, if they even run.
That's right. Kentucky, we have Ernie Fletcher.
Sure.
For the last couple of years, he's been stuck in this whole state personnel scandal. He ended up being indicted, but then they dismissed the charge. So he's still planning on running full steam ahead. He's actually just hired some consultants, so he's ready to go. Big
problem, though, for the Republicans, because he's probably more vulnerable
than
another Republican.
That's right. And we have Congressman Ben Chandler, who, of course, ran in 2003.
Sure.
He had said previously that if Democrats took back the House, that he probably would not run. But then after the election, he still has kind of kept his options open. So the whole Democratic field is waiting to hear on him. And then we're expecting an announcement sometime this week, possibly as soon as this week. And assuming he does stay out of it, that'll open the Dem field completely.
What are the Republican efforts, though, to get Ernie Fletcher out? I mean, where do they stand at this point? Is there anybody who would run if he doesn't run, or who is running?
There have been a couple guys who've said that they're interested in running. But basically, it seems like with the indictment tossed out, they're uniting all as much as they are behind Ernie Fletcher for 2007. So.
Why doesn't he just follow the Paul Patton model and hold a tearful press conference where he literally breaks down and cries and sobs openly?
Well, we'd love to see that.
We'd love to see that. We'd love to see governors who hold just jaw-dropping press conferences and then resign.
As New Jerseyan, I agree.
And as a New Jersey, just going to say that, God, you beat me to it. All right, another potentially very vulnerable incumbent, if she runs, Kathleen
Blanco. Of course, Hurricane Katrina. She took a lot of heat after that, didn't seem very gubernatorial, didn't seem like the great leader that her colleague, who was also up in 2007 in Mississippi, Haley Barbour, was. So immediately in Louisiana, of course, we have this wide open race where everybody's on the ballot. So it's always kind of unpredictable to start, but it's even more so because as a governor, she's not going to be carrying the usual, gravitas as these sitting governors. So we have, on the Republican side, we have Congressman Jindal, another congressman, running in an off year.
So we essentially have two potential rematches.
That's right.
Unless Ben Chandler gets out, which is very possible. You've got two rematches in Kentucky and Louisiana.
That's right. Jindal has basically all but announced he's running. He sent out an email to supporters basically saying, as long as I have the support, I'm going to do it. And naturally, he just won re-election and took advantage of that, ran some ads around the state, boosting his name ID up again.
I think his name ID is already sky high after delivering his own child.
That's right.
He deserves to be governor of
Right.
Louisiana.
The police didn't come on time. He could probably blame the governor for that, and then
he
delivered his own child.
Exactly.
And then there's...
All right, let's go through some mayor's races, some big mayor's races.
Okay.
We've got two mayor's races where the current or recent mayors, Baltimore and Philadelphia, have gone on to become governors of their respective states. So tell us about those two.
I'm going to anger Chuck Todd by starting in the great city of Baltimore.
Good for you.
We have Martin O'Malley, just elected governor. And so taking his place in January when he leaves office will be Sheila Dixon. She's the city council president. So she'll be running. She has said she wants to run for a full term. So she's going to be running as the incumbent, in a manner of speaking.
Right.
And then we have some interesting possibilities. We have Kwesi Mfume. As soon as he lost the Senate primary, the speculation began immediately that he should possibly or may possibly run for mayor. Now, publicly, he said he is not considering it. He said he wants to give Sheila Dixon time to be a leader. But he's basically, I guess, hinting that if she kind of falls down on the job, he's going to jump right on in there and run.
Why won't Republicans put Michael Steele up for it?
Well, he'll probably float his name, and then the RNC will come in and then say, we are not interested in that. So
hold him back.
But, we'd all love to see those puppy ads again. I think I personally would love to see some more Michael Steele ads.
Well, they're still up on his website, Michael Steele.
I watch him every day.
You can still check him out. Wasn't his dog, though, interestingly enough. Never was.
Controversial.
He doesn't really like dogs. Philadelphia,
we have Mayor Street, who is term limited. We're probably not going to have as interesting an election as we did in 2003.
Very close.
But we have some interesting possibilities. We have Shaka Fatah, Congressman. Your favorite congressman.
Say it with us now.
Shaka Fatah.
Shaka Fatah.
He actually just announced that he's going to run for mayor. And he has a lot of money, obviously, that goes along with that, being a congressman. We also have Bob Brady, who's a congressman from representing Philadelphia, has hinted that he might run.
In Philadelphia, can you use mayor? Can you use money from your federal account to run for mayor?
I believe so, although don't quote me on that.
Okay.
But he's certainly been raising money with the expectation of running, so he has it nonetheless. Okay. And then, of course, if Fatah were to win, we have the possibility of a street Fatah swap. Street has said he might want to run for Fatah's seat, but there's a big field there as well. A lot of other guys running. And so Ed Rendell, the former mayor, he can really influence that if he wants to. But he has ties to a lot of the candidates, so we may not see that.
All right. A couple of the races, just some, we got some wild cards here. Tell us about some other races that are going to be.
Some interesting races, the mayor's races that we're watching. San Francisco, Gavin Newsom.
Gavin Newsom, sure.
He is, he's kind of said he may not run for re-election, but all signs are that he will because, of course, he wants to run for governor in 2010. And we're going to be following that race closely, if only because we get to keep mentioning that Newsom's girlfriend, Brittany Mounts, she's 20 years old, and there was a little bit of a stir when she may or may not have been seen drinking an alcoholic beverage.
Which, of course, would be illegal because she's underage.
That's
when
right.
is the last time that a mayor of San Francisco was elected governor? Never.
Well, we had, of course, Dianne Feinstein run, but she did not do it.
She lost.
And then, of course, we'll have Newsom running against Antonio Villaraigosa.
Villaraigosa.
I say that Italian.
Villaraigosa.
And then the other interesting mayor's race that I'm looking at is Pittsburgh. We have kind of a special election called Mayor Bob O'Connor passed away in September of last year. And so we have Luke Ravenstahl became mayor. He is 26 years old. He got a ton of press for being the youngest mayor of a big city in the country.
Gavin Newsom should introduce him to Brittany Mounts.
There you go. I think we solved two problems there. Although his wife might have a problem with that. Luke Ravenstahl is happily married, so we believe.
All right, there's the quick look at the big races. We'll be back for more later. For now, I'm HotlineTV, John Mercurio.
And I'm Mike Memley. We'll see you tomorrow.